we are expecting a guest, and we are still waiting for him to come. But just in case, because I told him we'll be expecting about physically, we'll be expecting about 20 people. But the turnout so far has been very, very encouraging in quotes. And we should not focus on the negatives, but the truth is, one thing I realized about Nigerians, the truth is, most of us really don't like free things. On paper, in theory, we like free things, but practicality, we really don't value free things, and it's not a good culture. So most times when you see people get things for free in Nigeria, and I think it's basic human psychology though, but it's very rampant and stronger in Nigeria. When people get things for free, they really don't attach value to it. And when the value of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So paying for something is indirectly exchanging value for it. So when you pay 50,000 for a class, you pay 100K for a class, you travel from Benin to Abuja for a class. Even if they are telling you open a shop, put things inside the shop, you will take it serious because you know how much you spend to access that information. So like really one of the things, I went to Abuja early this year, January 24th, at the Abuja Real Estate Conference organized by Fortune, owned by Mr. Ijoma and Mr. Fortune Ijoma and the other Neo Homes. They were the ones that organized it. And I went there, I was expecting to hear big things, expecting to hear new things, expecting to hear things I've not heard before about real estate. And I got there, and the things they were sharing were things I knew. Like if they gave me the opportunity to hold the mic and talk, I could have said those things they said. But the thing that set them apart, that made us even listen to them much more, was the results they've gotten. So I began to realize that what even make people get outstanding results is not new things per se. It's them repeating the things you know over and over again and being consistent. It's what produces the results that you now envy in the lives of people. So most of the times, what makes people successful is not novel or new innovations, new ideas per se. Ideas are just being recycled, and the people that take more action on the ideas that are on ground are the people that will make progress. I was listening to a man yesterday. His name is Jim Rohn. He was one of the greatest motivation speaker. He was one of the greatest life coaches in the 1980s. Jim Rohn really affected a lot of people. Some of us would have listened to Jim Rohn, a white man, and the man was a very sound man. And if you look at most of the things Jim Rohn said, they are basically things that everybody know. There's a book he wrote, 7 Laws to Becoming Prosperous, 7 Habits of Prosperous People. And I read those things. He was talking about setting goals, talking about discipline, talking about waking up early, talking about writing out your goals and things like that. They are basic things I knew before I read that book. So how come were these people able to make impact with those basic things everybody know? It was not in just knowing them. Even the Bible said that it's not he that hears that is blessed, but he that hears and continues doing the things he hears is the person that is blessed. So there's really nothing in the next 100 years. There may just be a little bit of change due to the new development in business. The way business is done now in the 2000s, it's not the way business was done in the 1980s. At least in the 1980s, there was nothing like the internet. In the 1980s, there was nothing like social media art. But the principle of advertisement is constant across generations. Just the media for advertisement changes, but the principles are the same. Because human beings will always be human beings. So the principles of doing things will change over time. The principle of doing things will remain constant. The laws are constant. But the applications of those principles over time, they are going to change from time to time. So principles are constant, applications they vary depending on the new development and trends. So the principles for, let me say the principle, the law of gravity. It has always been law of gravity in the 1800s, in the 1600s. Gravity has always been gravity. Electricity, the laws by which electricity is produced, they have always been in the universe, in the creation of the universe. So the fact that we are now seeing things like jets, supersonic jets, like America now, they have a jet bomber that if it comes into our territory, into our airspace, you may not know for the past for 1 week, you will not know that it has entered. It's a stealth bomber. In the past 100 years, there was nothing like that. But the principles for creating that particular aircraft has always been in the universe over the centuries. So the principle for human interaction, the principle for sales, the principles for advertisement, the principles for business success, they have been always on ground. They have been consistent. It's not that as technology evolves, as people evolve, the application of those principles they will vary. So in the next 100 years, the principle of business are still the same principles. The principles for advertisement, for reaching your clients, for marketing, they are still basic principles. But how you are now going to apply them will be depending on the mindset of people in that time and the technologies on ground in that time. There was a time if you wanted to run ads, all you had to do was to go to a newspaper or a magazine. They will run the ad for you. Now you necessarily don't do that anymore. How many people even read magazines these days? How many people read newspapers? How many people even watch TVs these days? It's very rare that you sit down in your house and put on ITV. Not to offend, it's amazing. The TVs are very amazing, but the truth is, mainstream media has shifted from just basic television. A lot of things you are looking for, if you want to watch a movie now, you don't need a CD plate or a DVD. Naturally, DVD has gone into extinction. Naturally, all I need to do is get a Netflix subscription, put on my data, and I start watching. Things have changed. So, but the principles are still basically the same thing. So if I'm watching a movie now, the principles of acting is still the principles of acting. But the media through which the movies are now displayed has shifted because technology has evolved. So that's how it is actually. So all the principles, all the applications of the principles of business that we are learning, they are still targeted at a specific audience, human beings. It will not change. It will not change. So if I'm doing an advertisement on TV, I'm doing an advert on a magazine, I'm doing an advert on a newspaper column, at the end of the day, my audience is still human beings. If I'm doing it with AI, my audience is still human beings. If I'm doing it with Facebook ads, Meta ads, Instagram ads, whatever it is, my audience is still human beings. So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get better ways at reaching people. But the aim is still to reach people. So one thing I'm boiling down that a lot of times, the reason why a lot of us don't really, because personally speaking, I'm really not happy with how a lot of people have taken these classes so far. There's a lot of resources that has gone in. A lot of live streaming is not, if you have done live streaming for an event before, you know it's not a small thing. It takes a lot. Live streaming, flyers, and even the materials that have been prepared, it's not really been cheap. It actually involved a lot of resources. And the least we expected from people who enrolled were to be very, very, very diligent as regards attendance. But so far, both online and on site, it's really not been encouraging. Please, this means soliciting to us. Whenever we have opportunity to learn things for free, we should not abuse the opportunities. We should not downplay on the opportunities. We should not downplay on them. Actually, there's a mentor I reached out to recently. I want to build my business. I want to build my brand. I know the place of mentorship in business progress and in making progress as an entrepreneur and a lot of things. And the amount he called for me, it was worth it. It was not as if he was overcharging. This person deserves to be paid that amount. By the level of reputation he has gotten, by means of the work he's putting into the entrepreneurial space, he deserves to be getting that amount of compensation from every consultation he does. He told me 100,000 naira, and that's very cheap compared to some people. For an hour, 100,000 naira for just an hour, one-on-one. And I was like, yes. And my objection was not it's too expensive, because he deserves to get that money. He even deserves to get more than that money. So he was just doing it for me because this a young man that is diligent, that wants to make progress in a generation where Gen Zs are not serious with their life. They want to, and a lot of things like that. And you are there, you are trying to get something out, legit. It was like, okay, I can help you. Pay 100,000 naira for an hour, and I know the things he's going to teach me, they are not for mass. There are things you can still find inside books. There are things you can still find inside books that you can learn on your own. But just for the sake of accountability, I needed to reach out to him, so that as I'm implementing the things he's telling me to do, I'm accountable. He said, okay, have you done this? Have you done this? Why have you not done this? It puts some level of pressure for you to hit your target. That's why I wanted to reach out to him. Not as if I couldn't find those things inside books. So most times, people value things more when they pay for it. We sent assignments on the group. Very little people did the assignments. That's not fair. At least we created an option that if you can't come physically, you can follow online. And everything we have been doing here, we drop the assignments. We have a lot of assignments we have. But we just decided to streamline everything to 4 so that it will be easier for everybody. And at the end of the day, we are seeing very little responses. It's not really encouraging. It's not really encouraging. Please, let's be up and doing. So we're supposed to have a guest facilitator, but from the way things are going and from the numbers we are seeing, I think we have to move it to Thursday online class so that everybody will have no excuse. So Thursday evening is going to be teaching us on a very important business topic, on a very important business topic, and every one of us should be in attendance. That will be the last session we are having for this year, for this cohort. That will be the last session. So for the people that are going to be eligible for the incentives to be given, we already know them. So it's not something that we are guessing on. We are very sure of the people that are qualified for the incentives. So we already know them. So congratulations to those who have been up and doing in attendance, submitting their assignments, and meeting every other requirement you have given. Congratulations to you all. We may not be talking about the requirements again. It has closed. So today we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic. So it will make sense that both online and on site, the person that is coming to teach is not even seeing few people on ground. It doesn't make sense. So, but for those who came, we really celebrate you and we appreciate your diligence so far. Miss Ose, Mama, and the other lady, she's not around now. She's coming back soon. So, and for those who have been following consistently online, Mr. Zion, sir, thank you very much, everyone. Those who have been coming consistently, we've been seeing those who have been attending online. I've been seeing them personally, so I know their names and those who have been following. So maybe by the sake of your schedule or location, you have not been able to come here physically, but online you have been very, very consistent. We appreciate you and we see what you are doing. So today we're going to be looking at understanding character, the foundation for lasting success. The foundation of lasting success. Understanding character, the foundation of lasting success. So we are just going to be looking at what is character. A lot of times, a lot of entrepreneurs are primarily very focused on the skill of being an entrepreneur, what to do, how to manage a business, how to set goals, how to do appraisals, and a lot of how to run sales and a lot of things. Many of the times we are more focused on those things and we let go of a very important part of human interaction, which is character. The truth is, people usually buy with emotions and justify it with logic. People buy, if I don't like a person, personally speaking, no, it's nothing you are going to tell me that will make me want to buy from the person. Somehow, before a person will buy from you, except the service you are delivering is a service that nobody else is delivering. You are the only person, you are a monopoly in the market, nobody else. If you have competitors, if someone leaves your competitor to buy from you, one way or the other, there's something emotional the person has connected, like there's an emotional connection that client or that person would have established with your brand or with you before the person will choose to buy from you and neglect someone else. Every sale in a competitive market is an opportunity cost, in the sense of in using economics. Opportunity forgone. That means someone else missed out on a sale for someone to buy from you. So for someone to come, let me use Pinnacle Builders as an example. For someone to decide to say, I want to buy a property, a plot of land from Pinnacle Builders. Pinnacle Builders is not the only real estate company in Benin City. Pinnacle Builders is one of the most credible real estate companies in Benin City, but I would say it's not the only real estate company in Benin City. There are still others. For someone to say, I want to buy from Pinnacle Builders, it means somehow the person has neglected another person, has forgone another real estate company, and came to buy from Pinnacle Builders. So one company has missed a client by someone buying from Pinnacle Builders. If someone leaves Pinnacle Builders and buy from someone else, somehow we have missed the client because that person is actually a prospect. And it's possible that the place we have an estate, another company also has an estate. For the person to go to that estate to buy and not buy from us, for example, it means somehow it's an opportunity cost. The person has weighed the option and say, okay, I will buy from this person, I will not buy from this person. So what made someone buy from you and did buy from another person? Not because you are the only person selling, but the person decided to leave your competitor, your fellow, let me just say your competitor, and come buy from you. It's because somehow there's a connection. It may not be very clear or in their consciousness. Subconsciously, there's a connection they had with you. There's something in your brand that resonated with them, and that thing is an emotional resonance. Somehow the person just accepted you and said, okay, I like this person's face, I like this person's brand, I like the way they present their things, I will buy from this person. I just feel these people are trustworthy, I want to buy from them. So there's actually emotions involved in every interaction. Every sales interaction, there's emotions involved. But 80% of the times, human beings don't usually like accepting that they are emotional. So they want to use logic to justify. Somehow, I like the location of their estate. It just makes sense. I like the way they talk to me when I go to their office. They are business oriented people. They have time management. There must be a logical answer attached to the purchase of a property, or the purchase of an item from you. But emotions are actually at the base of every sale. So if someone does not like you 80% of the time, the person will not buy from you. It's just the truth. No, that's what I'm saying. That what I'm saying is that at the end of everything, either you as a person or your brand, there must be an emotional. To even like something is emotion. You can't like something you don't have liking something itself is emotion. Actually, for me to love a person, it means love is an emotion. Liking itself is an emotion. That's how it is. So at the end of the day, every interaction we have, whenever you talk to a person, anytime you interact with people, emotions are involved. Every time. Every time. If I touch fire now and I feel pain, feeling itself is an emotion. That pain itself is an emotion. Because there are people that can't feel. Actually, it happens. So 80% of the times, people neglect this part of, and they focus more on the skill. I want to make my brand this, I want to do my brand colors, I want to do this, I want to make my everybody hear about my brand and a lot of things. And most of the times they complain that we don't make progress, we don't make sales. Sometimes the issue is not even that they are not doing every other thing right. The issue is that they've not gotten this part accurately. Character is a very important part of human interactions. So it's very possible that someone can leave your better brand and go and follow a brand that may not be as good as yours just because of bad character. It's possible. Me personally, I've done it before. I went to buy something from a person, and the way they attended to me in that place, I was like, I'm not coming back to this place again. I won't come back. Even if you are the best, I won't come back to this place again. I will look for an alternative. Because I can't keep on taking that kind of negative customer interaction. I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. So it happens. So 80% of the times, character is a very, very integral part of every entrepreneur's journey in terms of success story. It's a very, very important part in your success story, your character. So I'm going to be looking at what character is. A character refers to the set of moral, mental, and ethical qualities that shapes how a person behaves, decides, and responds to challenges. Character refers to the set of moral, mental, and ethical qualities that shape how a person behaves, decides. I want us to pay attention to decide. That means every decision that I make is dependent on the character I have built. My decision making processes is a factor of my character. The things I can do, the things I can't do is born out from my character. And character is built over time. So my character per se as a unique individual. My name is Mr. Osaze. It's different from Mama's character. It's different from Favor's character. It's different from every person here. At one point of their character, they even identical twins. They don't have similar character. It varies. So he said in investment, character is more important than capital. This is a very, very pivotal statement. In business, generally, beyond just investment, character is more important than capital. It's more important. So most of the time, people are looking for capital, the skills, the wherewithal, the do's and don'ts of business, and they forget this part. That to get a single customer, you may need skill, you may need all those things to get a single customer, but to maintain consistent sales, most of the times your character is going to affect. It's very, very important. So he said because capital loss can be regained, but character loss destroys trust forever. You are doing a business that generally one of the core values of business is trust. For someone to keep coming to you over and over again, there needs to be some element of trust. And the truth is, 80% of the times, according to humans, once trust is lost, it is hard to regain trust. That's what the truth. Even in relationships, we can attest to that part, both as friends and as romantic relationships. Once trust is broken, most times, it takes time to regain trust. So even in business, it is also very, very, very true. Okay, you told somebody that this and this and this are the things I want to do for you. Then in the process, the person now began to realize that you're trying to play smart. 80% of the times, as far as money is involved, they will not want to trust you again. They'll be very, very careful. They'll be very, very careful. I had a story of a person that he rents out property. Me, I'm also in that line. He rents out property, and someone reached out to him from a referral. That means for someone to even refer you that I have someone that does this thing and I trust that this person, for someone to say, okay, Osaze sells land and I have a friend in the US that wants to buy a property in Benin. So I'll give you Osaze's number. It means somehow the person has put his own integrity in line that I trust Osaze that he can do a very good business with you and your money is safe. So the person reaches out to me that I want to buy land. Some people have that mindset that some people are just a one customer kind of people. As far as say the money come, the commission come, I really don't care about how I do it. They do it anyhow. And they begin to realize that most times what gives you money in business is not a one-time offer. It is the customer that keeps coming back. So this person had someone refer a client in diaspora to him in a particular country, and the client wanted to rent an apartment of about 1.5 million naira in Benin City here. And the client was like, so and so person referred you to me that they trust you. And this person that referred you to me is someone that I know, and I know this person is a person of integrity. This person is a person of trust. So for this kind of person to have referred you, it means that you are actually a trustworthy person. And in the process of running the apartment, the person was looking for apartment, sending pictures and samples, and the person actually liked a particular one and said, okay, I'm interested in this apartment. I like this. How much is it? The person said, okay, everything is 1.5 million naira. The person said, okay, no problem. The person has not met him before, does not know you before. The person transferred the money instantly. Why? Because of the person that referred her to him. So at the end of the day, something happened in the line, and the landlord of the apartment was stalling. And this person said, okay, I need this apartment for in the next 2 weeks. And the apartment was a new apartment. They were already done like 95%. It's just for them to draw light into the apartment. And the landlord was stalling, was actually looking for a way to deceive them to come and pay the money to his account so that he will sign receipt. He knows that this apartment is not going to be ready for the next 2 months. But he wanted to deceive them. Don't worry, next week I'll put light in the house and this. Then somehow, by due diligence of the realtor, he checked and realized that this man was just lying. And you know what he did? He sent back the 1.5 million to the person that owns the house. And the truth is, subsequently, that particular person bought several lands from this particular person. Why? Because of just that one thing. He has gotten more than, how much was he going to get from the commission? Maybe say 100,000 naira from the 1.5. That was his own commission, 10%. I think 150. And there were like 2 people that were involved in the process. So they shared 75,000. And that alone, that just this landlord is a scam, it's not true. I want to send you back your money. I don't really care about, even if I need the money to do urgent things, the commission that will come out from it. But for the sake of the person that referred me to you, and for my own personal brand, for my integrity, for trust's sake, I want to send you back your money. And the person sent back the 1.5 million to the client. Because of that, the client referred many people to buy properties, a house from the person, and bought land from the same person just because of that one thing. And subsequently, the person was now doing a direct business, not even from the referee that referred him again. And for you to have done that, for you to have transferred my money back to me, after staying 2 weeks in your hands, you transfer the money back. I will do business with you. The person gained more than 10 million from that particular business, from that particular client, just because of that because of that trust that he was able to establish. But some people, they will look for ways just to collect that 75,000 naira and miss out on plenty business that will come from that particular client. That's how it works. So most times, that in itself now is character. It shows that you are a trustworthy person. It shows that you are a person of integrity. It shows that you are a person that is concerned about the welfare of your clients. You are not just looking for what to get from them, but you are looking for how to be a benefit to them. And that in itself will bring more doors to you, more opportunities to you. So that person, when she wants to buy property from that particular realtor, she doesn't even need to think twice. How much is the property? Is 15 million naira. I will wire it to you instantly. And they have done business like that for years, just because of that one situation. So if that person was just interested in just that one time 75,000 naira that he's going to get, I believe that client will not come back to him again. So that's why we are saying that character is more important than capital. So the money we get from that business now is more like capital, just that one time offer. And if we lose out on the client because of bad character, because of lack of integrity. So character is very important. Whether you are doing a very high ticket business like real estate, Airbnb, you sell cars, whatever it is you are doing, or you are even selling provision, character is very important. It's very important. It's very important because the truth is, most of the times, you are not in a monopoly where it's only you that is selling. You have plenty competitors. And what sets competitors apart most times is not even the quality of product they give. It's actually the character and the service they give to their customers. In a business where you have like 100 something people in your industry that are doing the same thing you are doing, you can't tell me you are going to get the best of the best quality of product. Most times there will be high competition in those kind of markets. So what will not set two very good products apart is the customer relations they have, the relations with their customers. That I've seen someone that has removed his money from a bank just because of bad customer attendance. He removed all his money and closed his account in that bank. People are like that. People are actually like that. People are like that. So character is very, very important. Very important. He said because capital loss, you can regain capital when you lose it. That man now he lost 75,000 naira from that deal by just transferring the money back. He didn't get that money. But the monies he got, the commissions he got from that same particular client, because of just that one act he did, covered for all the 75,000 that he lost in that particular transaction. So you can lose capital and get it back, but trust broken by a bad character, issues that come up from bad character can never come back again. Can never come back again. So the next slide, sir. So elements of character for investors and generally business people. Honesty, number one. Your yes is your yes, your no is your no, your white is white, your black is black. You are honest. Consistency, that in itself is also another character. Consistency not just in showing up every day, but consistency in being true. The way you were yesterday, like God is consistent. Jesus the same yesterday, today and forever. It doesn't change. So if you were good yesterday, your consistency means you will be good tomorrow, you will still be good next year, you will be good 10 years from now. You will not change. Consistency. So consistency both in showing up for your business, that in itself is character, and consistency in remaining true to your values over time. Consistency. Then we have patience. A person that is not patient cannot be a good business person. Patience is a very important virtue in business. There are many times where sometimes just in a bit of retaining a client and treating your clients well, sometimes you may have to lose some things just for the sake of the future. You lose out in the short term and you gain larger in the long term. So patience is very important. It's one major virtue every entrepreneur, every business person, every investor should have. Patience. Then responsibility. There's a book I sent on the group on the first class we had, Your Next 5 Moves. And what Patrick David was saying was, a good entrepreneur, a good leader, being an entrepreneur just naturally makes you a leader. The fact that you say you want to be a business person, you are naturally a leader, because when you employ people in your company, you are going to be the leader of the employees you have. You are going to be the leader. You are going to be the one setting the course of action for every new operation they are going to be. For example, now in this our establishment, Pinnacle Brainiacs Homes and Properties, our leader is our CEO, is the managing director. Naturally, being a business owner, being an entrepreneur makes you a leader. So that's why we say not everyone can be an entrepreneur successful, because not everybody can lead. Some people are born to just follow. But the truth is, if you are a good follower, with time you become a good leader, because it takes a good follower to become a good leader. Someone who can't follow cannot lead. That's how it is. So the truth is responsibility, and he was saying that every good entrepreneur is a leader, and one of the qualities of a good leader is that a leader takes responsibility for everything that happens. The business is not going well, he's not pushing blames to people. He's asking himself, what have I not be doing right that is making my people not do the right things? What have I not be doing right that is making my business not move forward? So he will not be saying he's the manager or is the receptionist or whatever it is that is not doing right. He will first of all look inwards, like, for my business not to be running the way I expect it to run, it means there's something me as the leader is not doing right. So a good investor, a good business person, a good entrepreneur takes responsibility for most actions. It takes responsibility for actions. Then there's discipline, the ability to stay true consistently, irrespective of the odds that are against you. You are disciplined. Discipline in your finances, discipline in your relations to people, discipline all around. It is very important. Discipline is a core value. So why character matters in investing? Why character matters whenever you see investing, you can put business, you can put entrepreneurship in that place. Why character matters? Number one, it shapes decision making. It shapes decision making. You cannot make good decisions if you have bad character. Actually, you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot be full of bad stuff and give out good stuff. It's not possible. So your decision making processes is a product of your character. It shapes decision making. It sustains trust. See, in business, one thing that every entrepreneur should strive to be known for is this word, trust. This 5-letter word. It is very, very, very important. Trust. Irrespective of the scale of your business, irrespective of what you are selling, whether you are selling 10 naira stuff or you are selling 10 billion naira stuff, trust is something that is very pertinent. It is a non-negotiable. It is so important. It sustains trust with partners and clients. If you are a man that is a man, if you are a person of your words, your yes is your yes, your no is your no. You avoid lying and giving false information as much as possible. With time, your business is going to make progress. Trust. Number 3, it prevents shortcuts that lead to financial disaster. Shortcuts that leads to financial disaster. So analogy say character is like the foundation of a skyscraper. If the foundation is weak, even the most beautifully designed building will collapse. It's a very clear and simple analogy. Story, he said a young entrepreneur got 500,000 naira to start a small property consulting business. Instead of investing it, he used part of it to show off, to oble, use it to enjoy himself. Use a part of it to show to people that yes, me self don blow. I'm the CEO now, I'm a big man. He used it to show off, to impress people. So when clients discovered that he was inconsistent and unreliable, they stopped doing business with him. They stopped doing. There's one in my mentor, the proprietor of this academy, used to tell me. He tell me that, my son, when you are doing business with people, don't think you are too wise, that you are wiser than people. Human beings are very wise. Mama, see, as you are like this now, you are a very wise person. Especially when it comes to money. For you to say you cheat somebody, it means say you do something like, for you to really cheat, especially an African, in Nigeria for that matter, you cannot cheat a Nigerian. You cannot cheat a Nigerian. At least you cannot cheat him twice. As far as money is, you can cheat him the first time, but second time is hard. So don't ever feel you are more intelligent than the next person. The fact that the person is not talking does not mean he does not know what you are doing. The person just wants to keep quiet. So you may think you are very wise, but the person you are talking to is wiser than you actually. So whenever you are talking to, doing business with people, always assume that this person is as wise as I am, or may even be wiser than me. So I should not play smart with people. Someone is doing business of 1 million naira with you, you are playing smart. You are wasting time. The person may not want to come back to you again. He may not want to come back to you again. So you think you are wise, people are wiser than you. So he said, when clients discover, someone like me, it's the same thing. When I discover that you are inconsistent, I'm doing business of 10 million naira with you, and everything you are doing, I just pouring money everywhere, carrying girls, going to clubs, that in itself is not bad. It's something excessive, carrying women up and down, doing a lot of rubbish things that are not even showing the mindset of someone that is serious with his life. I don't want to do business with you anymore. That's just the truth. That's the truth. We see a lot of things happening currently in the social media space. At least some of them have been viral for a period of time. You just see someone that is doing something great. Somehow, someone will go and dig out old things of the person that the person never even thought will ever surface in his life. And the person brings it out on social media. And naturally, the person just begins to lose influence. Why? Because at some point, the person never thought that this thing I'm doing is not representing good character. The end of a story, it was boss that also said it, and our proprietor, engineer Samson, Judah Samson, was the one that came here and was saying that there was a specific, and I think I even saw it on Twitter. There was a specific guy that normally most people on Twitter, they will tag some big establishment on Twitter, because if banks or financial institutions are owing you money or whatever it is, they do something you don't like. They used to say that one of the best ways to get replies from them, you tag them on Twitter. So most people go and tag them there. So this guy went on air and was abusing a specific commercial bank in Nigeria. Was abusing the bank. People are useless. People are this. People are that. People are this. The small money I have there, people want to spoil it. He was saying rubbish online. Then a point came, and that same particular financial institution, they sent out a notice for employment. People were applying online. This same particular guy went to apply. He didn't know that these particular people, they will go and check your social media handles and see all the things you are doing there. They went on Twitter and they were checking, and that's when this particular guy was insulting their bank. He was at the very last phase of getting the job, and because of that one thing he did not get the opportunity. They told him, you cannot work for us. Someone that is insulting us cannot work for us. This is something that happened like 5 years before this time. Imagine those kind of things. So as an individual, your character, it is very important. I'm a Benin man by birth, and one of the adage Benin people used to say is, your character is like white cloth that is hung in the rope or in the sunlight. Once it is stained, everybody will know that it is stained. Your character, it is very important as an entrepreneur. Nothing can substitute it. It is very, very important. So the power of integrity in wealth creation. So I don't know if anybody can just define the term integrity. Integrity. Miss Favor, can you, when you hear the word integrity, what comes to mind? I'm a man of integrity. What comes to mind?
When someone said, say I'm a person of integrity, it means your business is clean and there are no hidden costs. You are known to not cheat people. You are known to be trustworthy with doing business or anything people do with you, and you have good reviews from people.
That's a very, very profound answer. When they say a person is a person of integrity, the first thing that comes to mind is the person is a trustworthy person. It means that anybody that does anything with you has the assurance that whatever they are doing with you is safe. They are not supposed to be thinking and sleeping with one eye open. So being a person of integrity is a non-negotiable. The core value of integrity is non-negotiable as regards success in business. So the next slide. It said integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. A very classic answer. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So you are not a person of eye service that does good things when people are there. Whether people are there, people are not there, you stick with the right thing. You stick with the right thing. That's what it means to be a person of integrity. Doing the right thing every time, even when no one is watching you. It said investors or business people with integrity attract long-term partners, quality clients, and trusted referrals. For example, now I also have another situation. This one actually happened to me as a person, and I had a business land sale deal with someone, and while we were interacting, me and the person agreed for a particular amount. That okay, this the amount of this land is so amount for the land, and it was like okay, and in the place of maybe he forgot or he was trying to do something, he forgot the amount he concluded on, he sent an extra 100,000 naira added to the, or maybe he was trying to test me. I really don't know. It's possible, but from the way he reacted, it shows that the person didn't even remember that the money we talked about was the 100,000 naira lesser than the one he sent. So when he sent the extra 100,000 naira, normally speaking, I reached out to him and said, okay, you sent so amount to confirm if he knew what it was. He said yes. Now say send receipt of transaction and stuff like that. And in person, I now asked him how much did we even talk about, and he told me that that is the money we discussed about that I sent to you. Now it's not that amount, or it's bigger than that. I was like actually the money is actually less, 100,000 extra. So what we planned for was so amount. We added 100,000 naira to it, and from the way it was, it's possible that it could be acting. It's possible, but the way it was, from the way we interacted, it was obvious that this person did not know. And I could have, because what we did was actually a phone call. It was not a message that you can type and go and check again. We were on a call when we had that conversation. So I don't know if you recorded the call, but I don't think I recorded it. So when we sent the money, there was nothing could go back to reference our conversation. And I told him that, do you remember we talked about this thing some time ago, that these are particular amounts you are supposed to send, but you sent 100,000 naira extra. And the guy was very happy that if it's someone else, They will eat his money. That's how he has been missing money, sending money anyhow to people, and they have been shorting him. And he was very, very grateful. Until now, we still have a very cordial relationship. We still have a very cordial relationship. And the guy was, at a point, he even now started reposting my stuff, and like, this person is a very trustworthy person. For someone to send you back 100K, it means what he's doing for you is legit. So it's like that. So it is very, very important. One of the things he does, being a person of integrity, is that it brings people to want to do things with you again and again and again and again and again. Every one of us here, we have had records of people that you will never do business with them again. You do business with them at a point, but when you realize that this person is not a straightforward person, you vow that I can't do business with this person anymore. So even if the person is coming with a good deal for you or whatever, it is good opportunity, you may never want to do anything with that person anymore. So investors with integrity attract long-term partners, quality clients, and trusted referrals. They will not just want to buy from you, but they will refer you to other people. So integrity builds wealth because investors trust you with their money. Your reputation works for you. You avoid legal and ethical problems. Clients feel safe, and because they feel safe, they will stay loyal. They will not leave you because they feel safe. They will stay loyal to you. They will stay loyal to you. Thank you, sir. The next person. It's an analogy. He said, integrity is like a bank account. Every honest action is a deposit. Every dishonest action is a withdrawal. When your integrity is full, people invest in you. A good name, they say, is better than riches. A good name, they say, is better than silver and gold. A good name. A good name. There are specific people, because of the kind of people they are, by just mentioning their names, doors will just begin to open. While there are still some specific people, because of the level of bad reputation they've gotten for themselves, even their children yet unborn, their grandchildren, they will suffer because of that bad name they created. So that when you call that name, doors will just begin to shut because of wickedness. It happens. So, it's a two land agents. We are looking at a story now. Two land agents were selling the same plot. One hid the true documentation, hoping to trick buyers. The other was open, transparent, and honest. The dishonest one sold once and never again. The honest one got referrals for years and became wealthy. This is very self-explanatory. Very self-explanatory. Comparison between a honest and a dishonest realtor. One sold only once, never sold again. The other one sold and kept on selling because of the integrity in its transactions. One client can bring 10,000 clients. One client can bring 50 clients. One client can bring 100 clients. That's how it works. The truth is, the greatest way to make money in a high-ticket business that does one transaction in millions, is through referrals most times. Actually, through referrals. The aim of every sales campaign is for you to get clients that will keep on coming. That's the aim of every good sales campaign. So there's a book I read, How to Win Customers and Keep Them for Life. It is very, very possible. How to win one customer and keep them for life. When I was growing up, there was an ad that one bank, I don't know, I've forgotten the bank, but there was an ad that one bank was doing, and what they called it was one customer. I don't know how many of us saw that advertisement while I was growing up. They call it the one customer bank. That means they relate with every customer as if you are the only customer we have. One customer. One customer. So if they have 1,000 customers, each of those 1,000 customers have the experience of as if they are the only customer that bank has. So they put in all their integrity, put everything on the line to ensure coming. Because it's only customers that are satisfied with your service and the character and the way you interacted with them that will want to even keep coming and send other people to still come and patronize you. That will refer other people to you. So it is very, 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 very important that we are people of wealth. I said recently on my status, and that quote is a very profound quote. That quote, let me just read it out for my. It's one of the quotes I've been running with for some time now. Funny enough, it's something I knew before, but the thing just hit me strong again. The quote just hit me strong again, very strong. And the quote, I think it was by Steve Jobs of Apple. I really don't know, but his picture was on it. And the quote is, the getting ideas and thinking about ideas is the easiest thing to do. A lazy man can just sit down in his house, cross his leg, and just be thinking, this thing, I'll just do it like this. In the next 1 year, I'll just become a billionaire. That one is the easy part. Idea generation, most times. It's not too easy, but compared to putting in the work, generating ideas is the easiest part when it comes to success. The real part of success is now doing the dirty work, which requires you to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. When the rain is falling, the sun is shining, you make a sale, you don't make a sale, you are constantly showing up. So he said discipline is the ability to act consistently despite distractions, emotions, or temptations. Without discipline, big dreams remain dreams, and sometimes big dreams die without discipline. They die. The next phase. The areas investors must be disciplined in. Specific areas everyone must be disciplined in. Number one, saving and investing consistently. If you are not a person that is disciplined with saving from his or her revenue or income consistently, with time, there will be nothing to fall back on when emergencies arise. It is very important to be disciplined in the areas of saving. Also, another area for discipline is avoiding unnecessary spending. Avoiding unnecessary spending. That's why things like budgeting. One of the ways a person can become disciplined in his finances is budgeting, creating specific budgets for spending and expenditure. Avoiding unnecessary spending. Number three is learning continuously. Learning continuously. The day learning stops, one way or the other, earning will stop. Your earning is tied to your learning. How much you learn will determine how much you earn. It's actually the truth. So the day a person stops learning, just give the person time. Earnings will reduce or they will stop because you will go obsolete. You go obsolete. So that someone that is waking up and saying, it's the way they used to do business. Like we have seen a lot of companies. Let me use an example now. Growing up as a younger person, when automobile just broke in, the reign of GSM in the world just broke into the world, and telecommunication shifted in terms of the way it was done, from landlines to mobile phones. One of the companies that really stood out in the early 2000s was Nokia. But currently now we are really not seeing them again. If anybody had ever said a company as influential, as massive, that had one of the biggest market share in the telecommunication or mobile phone business, like Nokia, will ever go out of extinction or come to a point where they are not even heard again in the mobile phone or telecommunication space, nobody would have believed in the year 2005. But currently now, what you hear is Apple, what you hear is Techno, those kind of phones. What really happened was that a point came when telecommunication was shifting from just normal phone calls to where they were now installing the Android OS. But at that point in time, Nokia decided refused to improve. They refused to shift. They refused to learn that the world is changing, and they decided to stick with their old way. Not as if anything they did was wrong, but they just did not evolve. And one thing learning helps you to do is to make you evolve. So while many people were jumping on installing the Android operating system into their phones, installing the Apple operating system into their phone, Nokia decided to just remain in Java, at best Symbian. They did not upgrade. And now we don't even hear about Nokia anymore. The best thing they did was they went to install the Windows software, and that did not make it. A lot of companies are also making that mistake now with the advent of artificial intelligence. Some people are just playing. In the next 10 years, the people that will be ruling in the automobile and in the tech space are people that embrace AI early. Even businesses that embrace artificial intelligence early. That's how it works. You just see shifts taking place. And the people that enter on time by learning that this world is evolving, we have to evolve. They are the people that will continue to remain relevant in the nearest future. So one of the disciplines a business person should have, an entrepreneur should have, is continuous learning. As an entrepreneur, you cannot tell me that a month will pass, you don't have one book on entrepreneurship you are studying. It doesn't make sense. You don't have one self-development book you are reading. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, actually. It doesn't make sense. One of the commitments I gave to myself is I have to be diligent with studying books. Diligent with studying books. Every month there's a target. I have at least one book on entrepreneurship, on business. Minus my spiritual book, because I'm a Christian. I read Christian literatures too. But at least for my business, I'm a business person. I should be educating my mind constantly. Studying, reading of books is one of the ways that you are putting oil in your engine. You are oiling your engine. There will be no friction. Constantly studying, constantly learning, unlearning, and relearning. It is very important. There's a book I'm reading now. It is a predictable revenue, predictable sales. How to create sales that you can predict every month constantly, that you are going to be getting sales consistently. And it's a very amazing book. I'm studying that book currently. I'm almost done with the book. Very amazing book. Every time you should ensure that you give yourself a target every month, at least 12 books in a year. 1 month to 1 book at least. Some people do 5, some people do 6, some people do 3, depends on their capacity. But at least let it not be that 1 month will just pass, you do not study a new book, or you not get a book to read as an entrepreneur. You will not make progress like that. Following investment plans. One of the most important of them all is this last one: managing your emotions. Because you are going to meet with people that will be annoying. There's a man of God I listen to, Apostle Joshua Selman, talk about the fact that sometimes the people that will even help you most are people that will annoy you the most at the beginning. Sometimes I've met someone that told me that the boss that made him get to where is the person is earning money in 7 figures. The boss that gave him the opportunity to where he is currently, that gave him the opportunity, he was working for the boss. The boss was the one that now gave him that. It's not his own company, it was an international company. He was working for the boss in Nigeria. The boss now, because of relationship, he said the boss now referred him to an international company. He did not even care that you are one of our best staff. Leaving this company is going to affect the company. He said, you are too good to be in this company. Go and work for this company. His own company, he shifted one of his best employees to another company just because of the level of diligence the person has put into the company. And he said that man that gave him that opportunity was one of the most annoying bosses he has ever worked for in his life at the beginning. Very hard to please, a perfectionist. He said he was stressed for the first 1 year he worked with that man. So, but when he began to work with him, he now began to realize that, okay, this man is not as wicked as I think he is. He understood the man's principle and he started following him. And he was able to manage his emotions. So if he did not manage his emotions, maybe he would have insulted the man at the beginning and he would have left the company. And he would have not gotten the opportunity. He's earning in dollars, and he's earning in big dollars, not small dollars. He's earning big money in 7 figures. That's how it works. So as a person, you have to learn how to manage your emotions. Because sometimes you are going to meet clients that are me I've met with very annoying clients. You'll be talking to someone, the person will be looking at you as if you are shit. You don't know what you are doing. You will bounce on your head. You will shout for you, don't call me again. But you have to manage your emotions. Discipline is very needed in our emotional management, emotional understanding. Emotional management is very important. So analogy say discipline is like the steering wheel of a car. Without it, you will crash, no matter how powerful the engine is. So without your steering wheel, no matter how powerful your engine is, the car is going to crash. The next slide. So we are looking at a story, an analogy. It said a man saved 20,000 naira weekly for 3 years. A friend earned more money but spent carelessly. So they are giving us a comparison of two people. It said in 3 years, the disciplined saver bought his first land. The undisciplined friend had nothing to show. Had nothing to show. I was listening to one of the biggest real estate moguls in Nigeria on an interview he did, and he was giving an analogy of himself. I even started buying properties in Abuja, and he was talking about the fact that when he got to Abuja, he was working for a company and he was getting some money from the company, like some good money, and he had a colleague that was also a very good friend of his in that same company, and he said that when he wanted to start investing in real estate, he had already saved up some good amount of money. and it said that he's going to relocate from where he was. I think it was one of the western states, and he was relocating to Abuja. His friend also was also relocating to Abuja. They've saved good amount of money. They've worked for the company for a good period of time. He said, so when he got there, he wanted to build a house. He said, but he looked at it like, this amount of money I have now to build a house in one of the very good places in Abuja. As at then, it was not yet open. I think it was in Wuse or something like that. One of the open places of Abuja where you can buy a property now for 300 and something million, 500 and something million. Massive place. So, but then it was still a developing area. And they wanted to just build a house. So he and his friend were like, what do we do? Should we build a house? Somehow, he said he asked some people and they told him that don't build a house in this place. Rent a place. This money, build the house, not for residential purpose. That's what he did. He said he built the house. And the amount of money, the kind of house he wanted to build was a very big house. So, but he decided to just build like an apartment structure where people can rent. For two bedroom, like 6 or 7 units of them. That's what he built. And he now went to rent an apartment in a less expensive area. I think he said Lugbe in Abuja. He went to rent an apartment in a very less expensive. His friend went ahead to build a gigantic edifice, and he was paying. Said he was getting money from the rentage. Before he finished building the house, people had already paid for the apartment. Before he finished building, people had already paid for it. So he was making money. So from there, he said the house he bought his first 3 plots. Later, he sold those 3 plots, got money, bought 6 plots. That's how he started building. Now it's one of the biggest real estate companies. He said, do you know what happened? That his friend that was thinking that I have a good job, I'm already good in life, I have a good house. The point came, he was relieved of his job. He eventually sold his house. The money he used to sell his house, the man not still wise up, he will still squander the money. He said, a point came recently, the man was begging to come and work for him. And this guy actually had more money than him when they got to Abuja. The guy decided to now was begging him, can I just come and work for you? He said, and he started shaking his head that, when we came to this place, I advised you that this house you want to build, you go still sell and later. Don't do it. It's not a good move. Follow me, let's do something. But the guy was like, you don't have sense. How will you go and be renting a house when you can build your own house and stay in it? That's what happened. Now the man is a billionaire from real estate. Why that his friend now is looking for a way to work with him. Why? Because of lack of discipline, lack of futuristic mindset, not being able to forfeit pleasure for now for the sake of the future. That's how it works. So it is very important that everybody should be disciplined as regards business. So he said the undisciplined friend had nothing to show for it. This is also like a classical example of the example I just gave of that real estate billionaire. Please, the patience and long-term thinking in investments. So great investors don't chase quick profits. They build wealth slowly and steadily. One of the kind of people that I avoid as a person, I may not have made all the billions yet, but I have plans to actually do. And one of the people I avoid in my life is I check for people that have that get rich quick mindset. If you are that kind of person, I cut away from you. You are telling that all you just believe in now. That it doesn't mean that you cannot still get money quick. It's possible. But if all your mindset, you are looking for shortcuts, how to just get money now. Everybody is doing it like this. You are looking for shortcuts to just do it the other way to get quick money. When I just notice you are that kind of person, I just give you space. I just stay clear because I know what I'm building. It's a great investors don't chase quick profits. They build wealth slowly and steadily. Patience helps you survive market fluctuations. Long-term thinking helps you resist fear and greed. Anything that has to do with money, especially when it comes to big money, one thing every person should avoid is greed. Greed is a killer. It's a very, very big killer. Greed is a killer. So long-term thinking helps you resist fear and greed. I remember 2022, there was a Ponzi scheme that came out. I did not know it was a Ponzi scheme. But from the offers they were giving me, obviously as an intelligent person, I was supposed to know that this was too good to be true. It was more like a Bet Naija kind of thing. I've forgotten the name of that stuff. What they do is that they will give you game predictions they will give you the results. As you are clicking it, your money will be growing. And I'm going to put 50k. As I put 50K in this thing, 2 weeks I got 30,000 naira. I left the 50K, withdrew the 30,000 naira. Something was telling me that withdraw everything and keep in your pocket. I said no. Get rich quick scheme. I was doing it. When the money grew back to I think 150,000 naira, another day referring, they say you should be referring people. The more referral you bring, the more you be getting money. I was referring. The money grew up to about 250,000 naira. One day just came. Let me withdraw 50K from my amount. As I tried pulling out 50,000 naira. I was seeing the 250K on the dashboard. Maybe the 250K enter your account. That be the thing now. They were telling me, sorry, you cannot withdraw this. That's how that money went down the drain. I cried. That day. I vowed that day that anything that is get rich quick, I'm not involving myself anymore. Everybody tell you say if you bring money in 2 days time go double. No, money does not work like that. Except like ritualist, money does not work like that. If you bring money today, in 2 days time it will double. No, it doesn't work that way. So anything that has to do with greed, anytime you are just discovering you are doing something and you check yourself, you are becoming selfish and greedy, begin to check that thing is going to land in the rocks. It's not going to end well. Greed is a killer. It is not something that is good. So he said long-term thinking helps you resist fear and greed. Helps you resist fear and greed. So benefits of long-term thinking and patience is you buy low and hold until value rises. You buy low, hold until value rises. Many of the lands you see in Benin City now, that if you want to sell it, there's a particular property at Airport Road down that I saw recently. It's one of the prominent chiefs in Benin that owns the property. And they said, how much is that property? 1.5 billion naira. I think it was 5 billion for the property. That property was bought years ago when that particular place was bush. I used to advise some of my friends that the best way to even make it in real estate currently is to buy bush. Is the best way. My younger brother worked for a man, and the man said the man was working in whether Nigerian Mortgage Bank or something in the 1980s. That time, this Ogun that's already becoming Lagos was not yet the way it was still bush. So this man was working and he was saving up money. And one of his friends that God used, it was the angel of God to him at that point in time, told him that they are selling one plot. I think he said how much he bought the plot. I can't remember, but it was around 80 something thousand for one plot. I be 50 something thousand for 100 by 100 that time. This was around early 90s. He said the man told him that instead of you to just be using your money to be saving your money in the bank, use this money to be buying land and keeping it. He is a very pessimistic person. It's someone that easily is hard for him to trust. He does not easily trust people. So for some way, God just had mercy on him and shifted his heart to say, okay, let me just invest this money. So that time he had about 10 million naira after 1990 something. 10 million naira in his account. So he went to the community in near Alta, near this Covenant University side. So after that time it was still bush. He went to the community, met the elders, the papers were legit, everything were alright, and he told them that he wanted to buy, like, I think how many hectares did he buy? I think it was like 3 hectares that time. He just invested the 10 million naira in the property. 3 hectares. He did the CFO, did everything and fenced it around. That land is almost as big as Uniben. My brother said when they were driving around that land, if you are going to University of Benin, that land is as big as Uniben that the man bought. As at that time, fenced everything around. He said the man said he spent all the money he had, he borrowed extra money to do it. Now, that man has sold from that property. He said he has more than 200 plots in that place currently. If he's just looking for money, all he just does is he goes to Lagos, just put small flyer outside. People are begging him that they want to buy the land. He said the last time he drove the man to Lagos, how much? The man just said he wants to just sell, and they don't sell land in Lagos the way they sell in Benin. They sell 450 square meters, they cut it small. He said as at that time, he just wanted to sell. How much did he sell 2 plots? 30 million naira. Something that he bought for 50K for 1 plot. And this is like 20 something, 30 something years ago. So when it comes to business, every good business person should be a visionary that is long term, that thinks long term, that sees things in the long term. That is how real wealth is developed. That is how real wealth is built. That's how real wealth is built. So every one of us, discipline, patience, honesty, integrity are very important core values we all should have as regards our businesses. For today, there's still more to talk about, but for today, I want us to, so that we don't waste too much time, to call it a day. Please, on Thursday, we are having a special facilitator that is coming. That will be the last class for the day, and that class attendance, for those who are online, please listen very well. That class attendance is compulsory. Even if you have been qualified to get any incentive or whatever it is, you are not in that class, you are not getting anything. And we are not going to be announcing those people yet. So please, every one of us, let's ensure we come for that class. And if possible, invite someone, because it's a very, very important class. We are going to be learning how to write business proposal and how to get finances and funding for our business. Some people don't even know how to get grants. I'm even working on a grant currently. And one of the biggest ways to get money for a business is through grants. There's a particular grant that comes up every end of the year to Tony Elumelu Foundation. I have a friend that has gotten it twice on 2 business brands that he has. He has gotten it twice. $5,000. That is not small money. $5,000 comes to my life and I can do a lot of things. It's not big money, but it's still not small money. Miss Favor, if you have $5K now, you know what it can do for you. It's not more. It's something. So a lot of people are actually getting money from grants. And we are going to be teaching how this person has understand how to get grants. He has gotten, like, this particular person has gotten 2 grants. So he'll be coming to teach us on how to get grants. In a country where there's no, really, sincerely, it's a painful thing, but there's little, or although we'll be seeing some federal government grants here and there, but sincerely, starting as an entrepreneur in terms of capital for financing is very, very, startup capital is hard to get in Nigeria. One of the best ways to get it is through international grants, and even some entrepreneurs that have gotten money to some extent and they are now giving grants to startups. So if you want to really learn how to get grants, write business proposals, write those applications for grants, you need that class on Thursday. Please, let's be on ground, let's be around, and it will really do us a lot of good. To do us a lot of good. You don't even necessarily need to have a running business to get grants. You don't really need to. $2,000 grants, $1,000 grants, 500,000 naira grants, 10 million naira grants. There are different grants. So one of the things we'll be doing after we finish that class, we'll be giving you grants that are currently on ground that you can apply to and be eligible to get. And before you apply to 10, at least you should be able to get 1 or 2 of them. They will teach you how to write a pitch deck, how to pitch to investors to get those grants. It is very, very important. So please, let's be on ground. Let's be on ground. It is something people pay for. We are going to be giving it to you for free. That particular friend of ours, he actually does it. People pay to learn how to get grants because he knows how to get it. But he's going to be giving us for free of charge. Everything is on Pinnacle Builders. It's already sponsored and paid for. So all you have to do is to come with your pen and paper and be ready, come with your data and be ready to learn and know how to apply for grants or to get them. So that will be all for today. Thank you very much for joining in. God bless us. Thank you very much.